Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd do something a little different. With springtime on the way, it's a good time to change your diet and start taking a look at swapping things out from your refrigerator and your cupboards. A little bit of spring cleaning, and the refrigerator is a great place to do that too. So I thought I'd share with you a little bit today about what's in my refrigerator and why, what I use some of the products for or whatever, some of the brands and that type of thing, and yeah, just what I like to stock my refrigerator with. And so let's take a look. So I'm only going to open one side of it up here to start with to let out, so it doesn't let out quite so much of the cold, so that we don't start beeping very quickly. So we'll just start up at the top a little bit. Oops, I think I just hit this timer. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so starting up at the top, here is a big bowl of quinoa that I made, and I use it for all kinds of things. I eat it for breakfast sometimes. I'll throw it in soup. I also love to put it on my salads. So actually today I had kind of a taco salad that I put the taco seasoning in with the quinoa and some black beans, and then I had some romaine lettuce and that type of thing. So that, and avocado. Yeah, here's the black beans that were on the salad too. And I actually had a little bit too much kale that I chopped up for the salad, so there's a little leftover kale in here. I don't know, quick tip on kale for those of you that are trying to incorporate it in your diet but are finding it a little too bitter. If you really, once you chop it up, like massage it with your hands, kind of crunch it up a bit, it really kind of helps with digestion, and it seems to take away a little of the bitterness. Up here we also have a sweet potato wrapped up in beeswax. Who all uses the beeswax wraps? I use it for different things, tops of, for something that I don't have a lid to, but also like for fruits and vegetables. I've got maple syrup back behind there. If you can see that in the very back here. I like to sweeten with maple syrup. When I do, I try to keep my sweets as little as possible, but maple syrup actually has some really good vitamins and minerals and that type of thing in it for you. So I use that. There's some organic raw sauerkraut in the back, so some of your fermented foods, get your probiotics that way. I haven't opened that up yet. I actually make my own creme fraiche too, so here's a little bit of what I make for that. I try not to eat a whole lot of it, but it's kind of a nice treat. So I did get a little bit of buttermilk. To do that, all you do is I take like I think it's like a cup of buttermilk and I take heavy whipping cream and then a tablespoon of buttermilk, and you can leave it on the counter and it'll turn it into essentially creme fraiche, or like a sour cream. So let's keep moving on down here. I have got a huge thing of spinach because as it's starting to get warmer temperatures, I'll start having smoothies again. In the wintertime, I usually try to stick to like soups and salads and then like eating my greens that are like kind of cooked or whatever. But as it gets to spring and summer, I will start putting them in like the little pint-sized containers and freezing them, and that way they're great for green smoothies. Spinach is a great one because you don't really taste it that much in the smoothie once you mix it in with some fruits. So I love doing that. You can see I've got some strawberries there. This is my fruit side. I don't know if you're supposed to put bananas in the refrigerator, but they were the perfect ripeness, and I find that it slows down how fast they ripen. So that's where I store mine after they get to the ripeness that that's good. I also like a lot of citrus this time of year, some of the more astringent fruits. So we've got a red grapefruit, some orange, lemons, limes. Lemons and limes I use year round pretty much. Once my avocados get to the right ripeness on the counter, I'll pop those in the refrigerator too. So I've got an avocado here. Let's see what else hiding in the back there. I made some cornbread yesterday, so there's the leftover cornbread. And we'll go ahead and open up here, go down a little further. I've got a lot of different vegetables. We've got red cabbage and green cabbage both, some broccoli, even like a, what is it, like the Napa cabbage. So I try to incorporate lots of greens, lots of deep greens in the springtime. Here's some of the romaine, like I said, I had for the salad, but then you can see there's some kale. And I like it when I can find some of this stuff at the market, but some of these I think I just got at the grocery store. Here's some, I throw this in the bone broth that I was making some of the, some parsley too, or in my salads too. Yeah, that's what's actually in the pan up here is some bone broth that I haven't yet put into individual containers and put in the freezer. Sounds like my refrigerator is starting to holler at me. So we'll just take a couple more minutes. I've got radishes, which I really don't care for, but they're great in the springtime. So I think what I do care for them is when I turn them into like a, in the pickled radishes. I really like those. So I'm gonna try to do that. So that's what those are. We've got some carrots, a little bit of asparagus left, a zucchini, some Brussels sprouts, some cilantro. So lots of green stuff, and I try to incorporate a lot of that in my diet this time of year. So a couple other things that we have in other areas in here. Because I like to bake, I do sometimes keep some of a dried buttermilk on hand, and I just store it in here. I've got some figs. Those are kind of fun to bake with. I usually like some of my grains and flours. I put those in the refrigerator. So this is some cornmeal, some stone ground cornmeal. And I usually have almond flour on hand. I like to bake with almond flour. And then at my sister's restaurant, they also have a mill, so I've got some grits from them. And they kind of hiding back here in the back, which needs to be refreshed as hopefully it's still alive, but my sourdough starter and my looks like I need to take a look at that. My refrigerator's starting to scream at me, so we might have to wait until later. So okay, moving on to some of the things on the side. Let's see what we have here. This is probably going to be where it's embarrassing. Let's go start from the bottom and go up. Looks like we have, this is some barbecue sauce. It honestly probably needs to be pitched. I think it's been in there forever. Sweet almond oil. That is great for just lotion type stuff. So, or making like some of your DIY products. Have some fish sauce for things like Thai dishes. Some sparkling mineral water. I kind of like to add like a little bit of lime to that, or sometimes like a little, just a flavored, I don't know, there might be some on this side, a little syrup. Yeah, like I have this little lingonberry syrup. Oh, that looks like that needs to go too. That's looking quite old as well. I'm going to shut this so that air doesn't come out quite as quickly. I've got some aloe, herbal aloe, which is good for digestion. And we've got some whipping cream and buttermilk that I mentioned before I used to make the creme fraiche. A little bit of Pinot. And up here, I have this like night serum that Free Spirit Delicacies makes. And it's got prickly pear oil, rose, moringa oil, chamomile, I don't know how to say this word, helichrysanthem, frankincense, lavender, macadamia oil, vitamin E, primrose, rosehip seed, argan oil, arnica, and hemp seed. I just love this stuff. That's why I'm reading all the things out. Anyway, I keep it in here to keep it fresh, but I use this at night as kind of like a, I don't know, like a serum. Some probiotic tablets, because most of them need to be kept in the refrigerator. Some tahini, and what else we got here? Sorghum, which I kind of like if I want something sweet. Sometimes I like that real rich, or like, I don't know, it's like dark. Like I like the darker sweets, I guess. We have some tart jelly preserves. Looks like a piece of bread that needs to go too. A little bit of mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard up here on the top. We've got some butter and some cheese sticks. I think these are from where sometimes when I bake a lot, like I have like I'll keep like the little pieces of where it has where I can use it to grease a pan, but I think they've been in there for a long time, so we'll pitch those. That's a little eye drops for my husband, and a little bit of, someone had given me this, I don't know how you say it, but I haven't tried it yet. What else is in here? A little bit of Kurt's coffee, it looks like. Sometimes when I go on a trip, I'll put peanut butter to take with me and do with my apples, but that's probably been in there for a while, so we'll get rid of that. Gosh, this looks like this is probably candy Kurt's had in there forever. We'll blame all the bad stuff on Kurt. But we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And a few more of these little things that are my fault. It looks like just some butter too, again. But we'll get rid of the little butter things here. That's a little too much of that. Let's see what we have on the other side over here. Gosh, whoops, let me go over to this side. I brought this back. This has been in there a while, and it says Consumer Antes de 09-2020, so I think it needs to go. I don't even remember what country I bought this in, so we'll get rid of that. We do have some jellies. I don't think these jellies are that old, though I do think this one that's homemade is kind of old. We'll get rid of that one. It was some apple butter, which was really good. So my refrigerator's screaming again, but we'll see if we can finish up here. I made this little caramel sauce not too long ago, so I'm gonna keep that. And there's a little bit of maple butter. Have you ever heard of maple butter? I use it sometimes for like a little bit of sweetening. I don't think it goes bad. Let's see if there's an expiration date. Oh yeah, this one needs to go too. 2019. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. Capers, those are kind of fun. Who knows how long this little thing of mustard's been in there. We'll just get rid of that too. I like to just use sometimes a balsamic reduction is kind of fun to just put across a salad. I think I saw that for the first time when I was traveling in Corsica, and it's just so super easy if you don't have like a salad dressing on hand. We've got a little Worcestershire, coconut aminos for, it's got something a little bit better than soy sauce, I guess. And we've got some sweet chili sauce that we would probably use for some Thai dishes. A little bit of cocktail sauce. Let's see if it has a expiration date on it too. Yeah, that one's old too. We'll get rid of that as well. And oh, I guess on this side we didn't see. We've got some eggs, and in the back here is Kurt's coffee, and then a little thing of my bone broth. You can see I've put them in little containers like this and freeze them, and then I just take one out a day. And I think that's all. So I don't know if hopefully that's helpful. And if anything is, if you want to ask me any questions about anything, just put your questions in the comments. And I just encourage you to take a little bit of time to check some of the expiration dates on things in your refrigerator, give it a spring cleaning as well, and try and stock up on some green leafy vegetables, some of your more acidic fruits, and things that are going to be more cleansing to your palate after the heavier foods that we've had in the wintertime. So hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm sharing here, and share it, and I'll see you next week.